What up, what up? Alright, just want to preface this by saying this is my first ever video on this channel. I'm a new YouTuber, and this is actually the first bike I've ever purchased and the first vehicle I've ever had in my name as well. So obviously I'm gonna get a couple of things wrong in this video, but I'm always open to suggestions and help. And as a beginner rider, obviously not everything's gonna be perfect. I want to thank you all for the support, and yeah.
Alright, so this is my newest purchase. It's a 2003 Kawasaki Ninja 250R. Very clean looking bike. Only small problems is very small mark right there. And then seat tear, normal for a 22-year-old bike. And as for the gas tank, just a little mark right here. And a little mark right here. Not bad at all. Picked it up for about $1,500. It has pretty low miles, and engine is especially very clean. Almost nothing that looks out of the ordinary for that. Looks like it was either pressure washed or something. The owner kept really good care of it, so it's pretty good in that sense. As for side paneling and the fairings, I think I'm gonna end up taking this off and doing a fender eliminator on here, make it look a little bit nicer, because I'm not a big fan of how wide that is. But as far as that goes, yeah. Turn the bike on, we'll get a little bit of choke. And then there's that. So what's going on there is it wasn't happening all the time. And in fact, this has been happening most recently, just recently. And what I'm thinking from what I can look up is what's happening is the carb needs to be taken apart and cleaned pretty well or replaced, which isn't a big deal. It's not a super hard fix, or it shouldn't be. But that seems to be the only problem I've noticed. When I picked it up, it worked fine, ran fine, it throttled fine, and the owner said he drove it on the way here. So, shouldn't be any other problems besides that.
Alright, so this is the listing for the bike. He had it listed right here for $1,700. I ended up talking him down to $1,600, not very much, but he budged a little bit. 1,081 miles. Yellow. You see right here, it says mechanically the bike runs great, cold starts easily, revs to redline. Cosmetically, it's missing the two pieces of front fairings, clean the carbs, fuel lines, expected clutch plates. So he did a little bit of work on it, but mainly just cleaning it, making it look nice. Photos are a little grainy, but I could see from this photo that the engine looked nice, it looked clean, or at least recently power washed. The metals look good. Headlight looks in good shape, not even like really yellowed much. You know, nothing that you can see wrong here. Or here as well. I didn't really notice the seat was a little bit torn, but in person it's not that bad, it's no problem. Again, engine just looks really nice, very clean. Yeah, so basically what I'm trying to get through your head is that the seller himself told me that the bike was in perfect mechanical condition, quote unquote, and that there was no problems. So what you're actually going to see soon is that I started having a starting issue where the bike itself would not start, and the only way to get to start would be to give it full choke, and then eventually it would idle fine. After some time, that problem then began into the bike would not start at all, and then it would only start with choke, and then on idle it would just die. So I messaged the seller back and forth. Basically we decided that I would try to ride it for a few days and see if I can fix anything. I looked at some fuel lines, looked to see if it was getting spark. Could not figure out anything on my own, being a new rider, that was wrong with it. And after being told how many times in the messages that it was in perfect working condition, mechanically runs great, I was kind of just torn and kind of annoyed at this point. But I digress, and he basically said, yeah, I'll buy it right back from you. If in a few days you ride around and you're still having problems, I'll pay you full price back for it, just give you your money back. So as much as I wanted to be mad at this guy, he was nice in that aspect, and the next few days I did learn to ride it because I told him I would ride it around the block. So in that span of a few days of wanting to figure out if I should return the bike or not, I also need to figure out how to ride the bike. So this next section is me learning how to ride a bike for the first time in my life.
This is our rear brake. This is 30% of our stopping power. And put that kickstand up. Now let's start the bike. Let's turn the key to turn the ignition on. So then let's press the power button. First, make sure you hold that clutch in. Now we're ready to start going. As we slowly let out the clutch, we'll be going through the friction zone. You have to slowly let out the clutch and give some throttle to get through the friction zone. Now the bike is off.
Let's go. All right. Okay. So I go. I yearn to go faster. Oh.